Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Um, ichazwa ndim. Your girl Yamkela Mbanyasha. Guys, I'll be speaking about HIV and breastfeeding. My journey with breastfeeding as a HIV patient. Yeah. So I think I told you in one of my videos that I was breastfeeding. Yeah. So I decided to breastfeed my baby because abantu abadala must they always tell you breast milk is very important in the growth, physical growth of a baby and mental growth, and it protects umntana from intsholongwane and stuff like that. Like even if fever kanje, he doesn't get sick ngezinto ezi-serious yabo. So I decided to breastfeed. So baby, my son, uqale okay, I gave birth to him in January 2020. So when I was in hospital, I noticed my son and this other girl's son bebe medication each and every morning. And I was like, why are they the only two babies who are being fed a medication, but abanye they're not given medication? And I was like, and there's no one who bothered explaining to us only medication. So I decided I should call omnye ucharge. Ucharge K is a male nurse. So I called ucharge. And I was like, can I please ask you a very quick question? He was like, yes. I was like, every morning you give my son medication, but I do not know what that medication is for. No one has bothered telling me buy and only medication. But you guys keep giving my son medication that I do not even know by Ndoni and Ndoni Kakuteni. I mean, he's my first child, so bendingazuzazi zonke ezi zinto. So that was what I thought to myself, but this is my first baby, so andizazi izinto. So he was like, he explained to me, Sissy, since you are HIV positive, umntanakho has to drink this medication every morning. He didn't explain for as long as he's breastfeeding. I was like, oh, okay, since I'm HIV positive, it's to prevent HIV from infecting umntanam, yonke loo nto leyo. So I was happy with that. So because I had a C-section, we were both discharged after 3 days. So went home. Baby was three days old, and then we were told to go to our nearest clinic when he's 6 days old. And then we went to the nearest clinic, to our local clinic, at 6 days, and then they asked, do I have medication that I give my baby? I was like, no, I do not have any medication. When you guys were in the hospital, they asked, was he given medication? I was like, yeah, he was given medication, but he doesn't have it now. They didn't give us medication to go with so that I continue giving him my medication. And also sister that was helping me, clinic, was like, no, they were wrong. He has to drink medication for as long as he's breastfeeding. Every day in the morning before he breastfeeds, before he feeds. Oh, I got really scared. Guys, I became emotional. I was like, how can they do this to me? How can they do this to my son? My son doesn't deserve this. They gave me a medication, and I asked, when can I test my baby again? They told me, but since he's tested at birth after he was born, so he's gonna test again when he's 18 months old. Oh, 18 months. You're figuring in 18 months. Guys, bendingalali bekubuhlungu because I was scared about what if something happened to my baby. But at the same time, sometimes I would forget. Sometimes I would console myself ngento ethi because my HIV status, okay, my HIV virus is undetectable, so at least I'm hopeful that akho nto yenzekileyo emntaneni nam. So those were my prayers. I prayed every day as long as I enjoyed breastfeeding, but bendihlala ndinalo ixhala uba what if something happens to my baby? Because I mean, like, I have a second choice yoba I use formula instead of breastfeeding my baby while I know I'm HIV positive. So I continued breastfeeding. I enjoyed breastfeeding. My baby was growing so fast. My baby never really fell sick. He was only sickly when his teething, he'd catch a fever, just a fever nyana, but yeah, impilo yakhe nje be right. I mean, he was a healthy baby, so I was happy with the way he was growing. So at 18 months, we went for a test yakhe. As they told me, he has to test again when he's 18 months old. We went for his test, and when we got there, I felt like crying while we were waiting for that test. Oh gosh, I was praying so hard to myself. I so wish that I contract HIV from me, but because ndiziphethe kahle and ndiyayazi into efana ndiyayenza nento efana uba andiyenzi, so I tested negative. And I was like, thank you God, so he continued breastfeeding again, and up until he was 2 years. He stopped breastfeeding a day after his birthday when he turned 2 years. Guys, it was so hard. I was crying. Because breastfeeding, it makes a bond yakho as the mother nomntanakho to be so strong. I mean, even when he's breastfeeding, you feel it. You feel the connection, nje ikhona nje into eyenzekayo with your emotions. And when he looks at you, you're like, what? Yabona that look, it tattered something. Even though he cannot tell me what he's feeling, but I know it means something. And now when you look at him, you'll be like, ndazibona abandi akwazi uzisa umuntu emhlabeni. So it builds breastfeeding builds a very, very, very emotional and a very emotional connection, ne bond, a very strong. So I personally would recommend someone to breastfeed. And secondly, even when your baby is sick, if you are breastfeeder, even if flu ikhawuleze ihambe, even when he's got a running stomach, iyakhawuleze ihambe yonke loo nto leyo. So breast milk nje, it is very good, very, very good. I highly recommend someone who wants to breastfeed to breastfeed. So for me, I enjoyed breastfeeding a lot, and uyakhula kakhulu, even mentally, guys. My son is very, very, very smart. So ndiyayibona the goodness of breastfeeding. So after 2 years we stopped breastfeeding each other. So the first day when he stopped, he was crying. Yo, I had to put in alu ikhala. Silikha ezilalini ke we get it from the ntabas, guys. The ntabas there. So I got ikhala and then I rubbed it on my nipple. When he came, azo alibis. I was like, Mama, yeah, Papa. It's like, yeah, Baba. Guys, I was crying because I know how much he loved ibisi lakhe. So for me, it was very emotional. Into yobona umntana akho engasasondeli, engasakwazi ufumana le nto that he loves the most. And ngalaa mini leyana, he was avoiding me. Like, I felt ingati there's some force pulling us apart, of which la force ke that was pulling us apart libele eli lingasafumanayo ngulo ulifunayo. So kwakungekho mnandi. It was, guys. And then if I was scared about how is he gonna sleep, because when elala, I had to offer breast yam, and then he breastfeeds until he falls asleep. But yeah, he did not have a problem. He started he sleeps wherever he is. I mean, if he was sitting on the couch, you'll see him asleep. Like, yo guys, this is so new to me, because my baby that I know would sleep on my thighs, and then afake his other arm on my boob, and he will press me like this until he falls asleep. So now guys, I cried. Yonke laa mini, yonke laa veki kwakukubi, yonke laa 2 weeks kwakukubi. And he kept on saying, Mama, like, babe, Papa, like, yo, I feel because I know how much he loved breastfeeding. So okay, I was using lactose, guys, now, and saba right, no baby. So like last week, like 2 years, I went to clinic a few days, 2 days after he stopped breastfeeding. And I think test, and they were like, only again in breastfeed. I was like 2 days ago. They're like, no, it's too soon for testing, because he recently stopped breastfeed. So you should wait for like 6 weeks until he test be accurate. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna wait for 6 weeks. Difuna test is about really and 100% accurate. So I waited for 3 months. Ndaya again. I was crossing fingers. God, please be with me and my baby. I do not want my son to go to his HIV positive, because ndoyika uba ndizawuse ndimcacisele kanjani mhla kwathiwa he got HIV from birth. So he tested negative, and I was like, to God be the glory, God be the glory. So guys, if you are HIV positive and you want to breastfeed, do that, babes. As long as you take your medication, Baba. As long as you take your medication, you are good to go. Thank you, guys. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys for joining me again, guys. Yo, is distracting me. Nana, Papa. Thank you for joining me in another video. I will see you guys in my next one. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your bell button so that you are notified whenever I post. Bye guys. Bye. 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 Bye guys. Bye guys. Zoban abantu. Bye guys.